Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
Really, it started so small, and it's crazy. I would have never thought it would grow into what it's grown into.
Our partners at KBS Media are hosting their annual Christmas Lights competition coming up in just a few minutes. We have the story on how the contest came to be. Good evening and thanks for joining us here for CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW. And thanks to those of you joining us live on our CBS 7 YouTube page. I'm Jay Hendricks. And we start tonight with a developing story out of Midland. According to the county's Emergency Management Department, an oil spill near the intersection of 1379 and East County Road 200 has caused, quote, hazardous situation after multiple car accidents were reported. Local authorities, emergency response teams, Texas DPS, and the Road and Bridge Department have all responded to that spill that is believed to have been caused by valves on oil tanks being opened. Currently, 4 miles of road between East County Road 200 and East County Road 180 are being closed. According to our reporter on the scene, crews are still waiting on materials to help clean the oil off the road, and that could take several hours. By the way, if you're wondering where this is southeast of Midland, so in Midland County. CBS 7 will continue to update you as we get new details on this story. The construction of the Permian Basin Behavioral Health Center began last week, but the building is just a small part of the effort needed to get this multi-million-dollar project up and running. With construction set to end in late 2025, Midland Health and Medical Center Hospital in Odessa will be hard at work fundraising for the center and trying to figure out how to staff it. Now, the center is a product of state support and teamwork between Midland Health and Medical Center Hospital, plus millions in donations from private companies. The facility off Highway 191 between Midland and Odessa will offer inpatient care plus a wide range of routine outpatient mental health services. While not all are healthcare workers, the facility will need about 500 staffers.
Staffing is one of our biggest concerns, and of course we're about 2 years away from opening, so we've got some time to work on it, but those 2 years will go really fast. So we need lots of nurses. We train a lot of nurses in the region. We'll have to give them specialty training, and we've got plans in the works to develop that.
They will also need psychiatrists, counselors, psychologists, behavioral techs, and more. Both health systems are also working with Midland College, Odessa College, and UTPB to strengthen social work and psychology curriculums, plus fund tuition for potential employees. They hope that creates a pipeline for the facility. Midland Health Services held a free flu clinic today at their Midland Soup Kitchen Ministry. Anyone who wanted a flu vaccine was given one for free. The city says that events like these are held to reach as many people with flu shots as possible. Events like these are also a reminder that flu season is still not over.
Flu season starts usually around September, and then it'll go all the way through April typically. And then we usually peak January, February. So we'll see a lot more cases as the winter continues.
For more information on getting a flu shot, you can contact Midland Health Services. Speaking of the flu shots, it is National Influenza Vaccination Week. With flu cases and hospitalizations increasing, health officials are reminding everyone that there is still time to get that flu vaccine. CBS's Danya Baca spoke with the director of the CDC.
Mark Rosenberg rolled up his sleeve at this Duane Reade pharmacy for a shot at staying healthy.
Don't want to get sick over the holidays.
He says his whole family gets flu shots every year.
We want to try and keep each other from getting sick, and then when we have other family come and visit, we want to do our best to stop them from getting sick as well.
If you haven't gotten your flu vaccine yet, federal health officials say now is the time. It's recommended for everyone 6 months of age and older. Dr. Mandy Cohen is the director of the CDC.
We don't want to see anyone get hospitalized or die from something that has a safe and effective vaccine. We particularly want to make sure our seniors and our kids under 5 get vaccinated because they have the worst outcomes from getting flu.
Survey data estimates 38.7% of adults have received a flu vaccine, 38.2% of children, and 62.2% of adults over 65. Flu activity continues to increase in most parts of the U.S. Hospitalizations are also rising, and there are plenty of other viruses circulating.
Are there any predictions about how the rest of the season will play out?
Last year, we had a pretty pretty bad season, meaning we saw a lot of flu, a lot of COVID, and particularly a lot of RSV impacting our kids. This year, what I would say is we're seeing a pretty typical season, but that does still mean many folks getting flu and COVID and RSV, which is why get vaccinated, get tested, get treatment.
And even if you had the flu last year, you still need to get a vaccine to protect yourself this season. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
If you're pregnant, you are also at higher risk of developing serious flu complications, so they do recommend that you get your flu vaccine. U.S. crude oil prices tumbled below $70 a barrel for the first time since July. This bodes well for consumers who could see gas prices fall even more. On Wednesday, the national average price for regular gas dipped to $3.22 a gallon. That's according to AAA. That's now an 11-month low. Analysts are contributing the oil sell-off to concerns about soft demand from China and record-setting supply from the U.S. Last week's OPEC Plus decision to cut production may also be an indication there is a glut of oil on the market. Time now to talk your weather forecast. Some holiday events are planned for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, really, to get us into the holiday spirit, certainly in Odessa and in Midland. Chief Meteorologist Tom Deverteller joins us now. Tom, weather today was beautiful, but get ready, some changes coming?
Changes are on the way. A strong cold front arriving first thing this weekend will affect Jingle Bell Jubilee over in Midland and the big parade there. But in the meantime, though, Starbright Village opening up, not too bad. Coming up for tomorrow, we're going to be dealing with a couple of high clouds here and there. That's what we have in the skies across West Texas this evening, and all quiet in Fort Stockton. 57 degrees there, lower 50s across the Permian Basin out at the Miller National Air and Spaceport, and of course, usual cool spots. Marfa at 46, 48 up towards the Hobbs area. And those winds, well, they have calmed down a little bit, but still out of the south for most areas. So again, we're going to be looking for some milder temperatures coming up tomorrow before that cold front arrives and affects things this weekend. So keep that in mind with your outdoor plans.
The Midland College Aviation Maintenance Technology Program reopened last year, and it has seen a lot of growth. There has been a huge increase of enrollment within the program, and this is an opportunity for students to learn an AMT certification and get a job in the aviation industry. The aviation program closed because of low enrollment and COVID-19 numbers during the pandemic. Now that it's reinstated, about 28 students are part of the program for the fall semester. Students say they are able to learn aircraft fabric methods and to calculate the weight of the airplane.
This is a great introduction to what an aircraft is, what is it doing, what does it take to maintain not only aircrafts but also aviation facilities around the world. So I eventually hope to use this particular program to not only make money but to grow in the aviation industry as a whole.
The program has changed the way students view aviation and the role of aviation mechanics. This morning, UTPB announced that Raj Dakshinamurthy has been named as the new provost and senior vice president of academic affairs. The doctor has been serving as the interim provost for the last 7 months. He started at UTPB in 2020 as associate vice president of research and dean of graduate studies. But that's not the only thing he has done. He has also served as dean of the College of Arts and Sciences and College of Health Sciences. As the provost, he will act as the chief academic officer, the second executive in charge. The world has seen some back-and-forth rivalries: Lakers, Celtics, Messi or Ronaldo, Cowboys, 49ers, and of course the Odessa Broncos and Permian Panthers. However, ECISD's two high schools aren't the only rivalry. Two department heads battle it out from September through November to help benefit the United Way of Odessa. Dr. Lilia Nanez arrived at ECISD in 2018 to work as the Associate Superintendent for Curriculum and Instructions Department. Her first board meeting at ECISD was when they announced the Curriculum Department had raised the most money. Since then, she and Kelly Wilkes, who is the Chief Officer of Technology, have made it their goal to one-up each other's department and raise money for the United Way.
So when you win the competition, or co-opetition as Mike Atkins likes to call it, you get a plaque and you get to hang it outside of the office for a year. And so it has our name and shows that we raise the most money from any department within the district.
Wilkes' department won this year, and in total, the school district was able to raise over $60,000 toward the United Way. The way they fund money is by having auctions or donating money that goes back into the community. For the last 7 years, our friends out of Big Spring at K-Best have been hosting their annual Christmas light competition. Get this, $12,000 worth of prizes are given out to the best decorated houses out of Big Spring and Howard County. Over 100 people have entered for the chance to win the Christmas light competition for their area. 21 winners from Big Spring and 12 winners from Howard County will be decided this weekend on Saturday. But more important than the money, this competition rewards for the winners as it has brought back the Christmas spirit in the Big Spring area.
We had noticed that there weren't quite as many people hanging lights on their houses as there used to be years ago. And I know I personally loved it when my parents said, hey, let's go get in the car and look at Christmas lights. And that was a really, really wonderful, warm memory for me. And I think that lots of families have those memories and would like to continue building those memories and traditions.
Voting will begin Friday and winners will be announced on Saturday night. This Thursday, the city of Odessa is lighting up the Christmas tree at Starbright Village at McKinney Park. We'll be there to show it to you. We invite you to tune in to CBS7 News at 6 and 6:30 tomorrow night. Then on Saturday, December 9th, the city of Midland is hosting its Christmas parade. It will begin at 6:30. We'll bring you that live Saturday night on KWWT My 30, starting at about 6:45. Now for a look at today's top headlines shown here in real time with real viewers at CBS7.com. See all of these stories and more by downloading our app or visiting our website at CBS7.com. It started in the parking lot of Northeast Early College High School around 10:45 Tuesday morning. A school district police officer was shot outside of the building. Police say James got away but would shoot several others before the day was done.
Northeast Early College High School was put on lockdown when a school district police officer was shot in the leg in the parking lot.
He was doing what he normally does, his daily checks at the campus, arrived at the campus, and then took on gunfire.
The shooter did not enter the school, and hours later, students were escorted onto buses by SWAT officers and reunited with their parents at a different district facility.
We get this call this morning. We have all of my kids on lockdown, and it's like, Why does it have to be, why does it come to this?
About an hour later, just before noon, 2 people were shot and killed at a home in South Austin. 5 hours after that, at 4:57 p.m., a cyclist called 911 reporting he'd been shot in Southwest Austin. At 6:48, a home burglary, later determined to be a double homicide, was also reported in Southwest Austin. When officers responded, one of them was shot.
I'd like to express my deepest condolences to all of the victims and their families who have been affected by these series of tragic events and horrific criminal acts.
At 7:14, the suspect, Shane James, allegedly crashes his car and is arrested on State Highway 45 following a police chase. Around 7:45, a double homicide was discovered in San Antonio. Following the arrest, Austin police contacted law enforcement in San Antonio, urging them to check a home that James had ties to. That's when a woman and a man were found murdered in what police described as a grisly scene.
It's believed that this happened before that. This occurred, and then the suspect drove to Austin and did what he did there.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott said in a statement that Texas is a law and order state and that violence will never be tolerated.
Well, it does look like temperatures are going to be dropping a little bit as we move in towards the next couple of days as a cold front arrives in West Texas. But right now it looks pretty good for Starbright Village. We'll talk more about that coming up next.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, let's take a look outside at Starbright Village where they're putting on the finishing touches. Those bears are trying to put the star on top of the tree there. You can see many sights like that and hear the sounds of Christmas out at Starbright Village, which opens up officially tomorrow evening with the lighting of the Odessa Christmas tree. Currently we're at 56 degrees out there in McKinney Park, and tomorrow it looks like it's going to start off mild then cool off a little bit into the evening hours. Today temperatures not all that bad, very seasonable out there into the mid to upper 60s, but a few 70s. Fort Stockton, Alpine, Presidio, all the way up to 71, 72 this afternoon. And currently we are seeing temperatures drop off a little bit by about 20 degrees in Alpine. It's already 46 in the Marfa area and lower 50s out towards the Midland International Air and Spaceport across the Permian Basin. High pressure in control of the weather, and that's going to continue to be the case here over the next couple of days. But our attention's really on this mess up here. This is a storm system trying to develop, and that is going to buckle the jet stream, bring in some colder Canadian air behind a strong cold front late on Friday, early into Saturday. So some winter chill coming back to the forecast for the weekend, and the Jingle Bell Jubilee Christmas Parade coming up in Midland on Saturday evening. It's going to be a little chilly. Right now, we're just dealing with high clouds and southerly winds across the state of Texas, and it made for a nice day across many locations. The warmest stuff along the Rio Grande this afternoon and parts of the Texas Gulf Coast, but really great weather for everything outdoors, statewide and all the way into New Mexico. Now, these high clouds are going to hang around in the forecast overnight tonight, and again through tomorrow, as again that high pressure is going to be in control. We'll see if some of the clouds, though, try to break up a little bit by tomorrow afternoon. It's keeping a few in the forecast through the evening hours, as we'll have those southerly winds that'll warm things up. So not as chilly overnight tonight, but we'll drop down into the mid 40s out there. And then tomorrow, those south winds will be a little on the gusty side by the afternoon, pushing temperatures up into the lower 70s. But look at that, Fort Stockton south, we could see temperatures into the low 80s coming up tomorrow afternoon. And another warm one on Friday, so looking great next couple of days for everything outdoors before that winter chill moves back in the forecast. That front will roll through, lots of cold air, some breezy conditions, so wind chill values down for the parade could be into the 30s coming up on Saturday evening. And then we have more cold air for you, especially the middle to latter part of next week, and that may come with a few rain showers along with it.
Still ahead, it's Teddy Bear Toss Week. More on this tradition and how you can help local kids up next in sports here on CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW.
Time now for CBS 7 First Alert Sports.
It's one of the most exciting weeks of the year for the Odessa Jackalopes. This Saturday is their annual Teddy Bear Toss game. This is a Jackalopes tradition. All fans are encouraged to bring stuffed animals with them to the game. When the Jacks score their first goal, all of the stuffed animals are then thrown onto the ice. The toys are then gathered up and donated to local charities to help kids in need.
I'm excited for sure. Like, this is my first experience with the teddy bear toss, so it's gonna be awesome to see.
Been part of quite a few of them. You're always wondering who's going to get it. It's special for the guy that actually gets it. Making those teddy bears rain, but relief is the first thing that comes to mind when we get that goal.
Again, the Teddy Bear Toss is set for Saturday. It starts at 7:15. The Jackalopes are also at home on Friday night, but there will not be teddy bears raining from the sky that night, only on Saturday. Speaking of local kids, we have a few youth football teams that are headed to the TYFA State Championships this weekend. CBS 7's Jay Hendricks went out and spoke to some of these little guys about trying to win at state.
The 7U Horned Frogs and the 9U West Texas Empire are preparing to head up to San Marcos to compete for the state championship. For the 7U Horned Frogs, the confidence is high as they look to bring back some hardware to West Texas.
We play really good, and well, we just come to the state championship and hope we get a dub.
Our team going undefeated is good because no one can stop us.
And the 9U West Texas Empire are keeping the same energy.
We've been working hard all season, playing our games, beating people, going to the championship now.
It'll be great to come back in the championship and win it, and then we'll take pictures of my rink.
That was Jair Brooks-Davis. Be sure to tune in to CBS 7 News at 10 for more sports from CBS 7's Jacob Brandenburg. Still ahead, what's better than a good cup of coffee? How about a coffee that was half off? Coming up in minutes, we'll tell you how you can get your favorite Starbucks drink at a discount. All right, with the holidays coming in hot, Starbucks is there to offer half-off drinks every Thursday in December, starting tomorrow. A coupon for a 50% off drink will be available to reward members who have the Starbucks app each Thursday. Customers are then allowed one discounted drink each Thursday from noon to 6 p.m. Starbucks calling the promotion Festive Thursdays.
Good stuff.
So go get you one if you can. Thanks for joining us here at 9 on the CW. More news coming up tonight at 10.